So here I am with Gary. I'd like to have a short conversation with Gary to help you better understand the concept of Wu Chi, all absolute divine or God, becoming Tai Chi. Tai Chi is made only of what is, God, and what isn't, existential separation or fear, not love. So Gary, is it safe to say that you and I have a relationship?
Yes, we do.
We've been friends for a long time and we're on this project, and it is this project that has brought us here together right now. Hold that in mind. Now Gary, if we did not have this relationship, our friendship, and our working relationship, what would be here right now?
Nothing.
Well, there you have it. You see, anybody that can say, I am, anybody that knows they're alive, has an ego. An ego is a point of consciousness. Paul and Gary. 2 points come together, and whenever 2 people come together, it creates more consciousness. You put 100 people in a church, you have 100 points of consciousness. So there's something very, very important to realize here. It is our relationship that brings us together. That is union. Yoga means union. Yoga means yoke or union, wholeness. The purpose of religion is to come into relationship with each other so that we can realize each other through each other in fellowship. Self-realization, fellowship of man, which was the name of Yogananda's system of self-realization. But he told you what he was teaching right then and there. So let's revisit what I just said. It's clear that you would not be watching this right now if you didn't have some sort of an interest in this, which puts us into relationship. So you may not be doing this. You may not be doing anything at all. You might be doing something else, which would mean, relatively speaking, there's nothing happening. If Gary and I were not in a relationship, in this relationship, there would be no thing here. There would be no reason for the bowl, no reason for the diagrams on the blackboard, and there would be no camera sitting here. Therefore, there would be no program, which is the equivalent of no thing. So what you see is that you and I can exist together as something. Gary and I have a relationship. That's something. That's a Tibetan bowl. That's something. This is very, very much like sex and violence love. You got a stick with lever wrapped around it and you hit something and you know it's there. But since Gary and I are empathetic and compassionate lovers, we don't need to hit each other, but we can also agree, as I said earlier, the only thing that can exist in the universe and outside the universe at the same time is Wu Chi, which is the absolute no thing. It's not nothing, it's no thing. So if we didn't have this relationship, there would be no program. It would be a no thing. The no thing is the only thing that can hold everything and be itself and something else at the same time. Because the reality of it is, if Gary and I weren't here, no thing would still be here. If you weren't here, no thing would still be here. If we get rid of everything in the universe, if someone could instantly get rid of the universe, no thing would still exist. Therefore, no thing is God, and only God can exist outside of the universe, which is the womb, the creative force that creates something. So here you see in love, the O in love is not an O, it's a zero. And because it's a zero, it has a neutral polarity. It is not attached to the outcome of any of your desires. It is just happy to allow you to have the experience of life, and to live is to love. So let me give you one other example to help you better understand what zero Wu Chi or the divine really is. Here you see a Tibetan bowl. It is something. If I strike it, it rings. It produces vibration. Now that vibration can only be carried as sound if it's carried in something. The closest we can get to no thing is absolute silence. Without silence, there would be nothing to carry the sound. If there was nothing but noise, you would never hear me. Silence is not moving, or it's moving so fast it folds in on itself, which cancels itself out. So when I ring the bowl, it creates vibration, and the vibration is something. And there you see the sine wave, which is the symbol for vibration. So when you have a desire to play music, you pluck a string, strike a bowl, sing a note or tone, oh. Silence. Silence. Silence, emptiness, is the no thing that allows every something to come into relationship.